You're embarrassing yourself, Dylan. Those were the first words I heard from Marissa Langford that day. Her tone was sweet like syrup, but cold as ice. She stood tall in her ivory heels, pearls sparkling under the afternoon sun like they belonged in a catalog. My heart was already thudding, but that moment it slammed against my ribs. I was standing in the courtyard with Dylan, Mr. Langford's blind son, holding his trembling hand. His small fingers had curled tight around mine like a lifeline. I'd been helping him walk back from his music lesson when he froze, just froze at the sound of Marissa's voice. "Please," he whispered, voice shaking. "Miss Clara, don't leave me. I don't want to go with her." That's when she stormed over. Hair perfect makeup, flawless voice, soft but venomous. "Dylan," she cooed, let go of her. "Come to me now." He didn't move, just gripped tighter. "No, I want Miss Clara." Her smile cracked. "Enough. You're coming with me." She reached for his arm too hard. He flinched, and I stepped between them. "He's scared," I said. "You can't just drag him." Her eyes narrowed. "You don't give orders here. You're a maid. Nothing more." That's when Mr. Langford showed up, Ethan Langford. Cold, controlled, watching everything. Marissa turned, collapsed dramatically like she was in a soap opera, pearls scattering across the pavement. She tried to pull him from me. She cried, fake tears streaming. "She's lying," I said, my voice shaking. He begged me. He's terrified of her. I've seen the bruises. Ethan's eyes darkened. "You will not slander my wife," he snapped. "Another word like that, Clara, and you're gone." She took Dylan's hand and walked him inside. He didn't even cry this time, just shut down. Limp. I stood there stunned, furious, heartbroken. That night, Mr. Langford couldn't sleep. I didn't know it then, but something had shifted. Maybe it was the way Dylan wouldn't eat, wouldn't talk, kept rubbing his arms where the bruises were. Or maybe finally he listened to his gut instead of her voice. Because by morning he had quietly sent Dylan's medication to a private lab. The results came back someone had tampered with them. The dosage had been lowered. Intentionally. That's why Dylan had been so weak lately. And that's when Ethan started watching. Next afternoon I saw her again. Marissa walking Dylan out by the pond, that same sugary tone dripping from her lips. "Doesn't the breeze feel just like when your real mommy brought you out here?" she said, gripping his hand too tight. "My mommy's gone," he whispered. "Oh, but what if I told you she's closer than you think?" She leaned in. "If you go close enough to the water, you might even see her." "I can't see Dylan," said, his voice barely there. "Shh," she said. "Just trust me." That's when I realized I wasn't the only one hiding behind the hedges. Ethan was there too, phone in hand recording, his eyes wide, jaw tight. "She's going to do it," I whispered. He didn't look at me, just kept filming. Then it happened. A splash, a scream. Dylan. Without a second thought, I tore off my shoes and jumped in. The water was freezing. My lungs burned. But I found him. Pulled him to the surface, gasping, kicking, coughing. We collapsed on the grass. I held him close, shaking, soaked to the bone. Marissa stood frozen, caught like a thief in floodlight. Then Ethan stormed forward. No hesitation, grabbed her wrist, showed her the phone, red recording light still blinking. "You tried to kill my son." She didn't deny it. She exploded. "Yes, I did, because I will not be a replacement. I will not be second to some ghost." By then the staff had poured out. Everyone heard. Ethan turned to his guards. "Take her to the police." She fought them, kicked, screamed, but they dragged her away. And suddenly, the house fell silent. That night, Mr. Langford came to me quieter than I'd ever seen him. "You saved my son," he said. "And I didn't believe you. I failed him." I didn't say anything, just nodded. Still soaking, still shaken. He looked me dead in the eye. "Will you stay? Not as a maid, but as someone he trusts. As his guardian." Dylan was in my arms, wrapped in a blanket, still trembling but smiling through it all. "Yes," I whispered. "I'll stay." The next morning, the whole estate buzzed in whispers. Staff walked on eggshells. Some nodded at me with respect. Others, not so much. To them, I'd broken the hierarchy, exposed the woman they called Madame Langford. Now I wasn't just the maid. I was the threat. But all I cared about was Dylan. Because while the lawyers plotted and the press spun stories, that little boy finally slept through the night. But it wasn't over. Reporters showed up. Marissa's lawyers filed for visitation. They painted me as the manipulator, the attention seeker, the seductress. I wasn't scared for me, I'd heard worse. I was scared for him, for Dylan, for what it would do to his heart to be dragged back into her orbit. Then came the trial. I'll never forget the way Marissa walked in navy suit, perfect hair, crocodile tears. She played her role well. The misunderstood stepmother. A woman pushed aside, a victim of a maid with ambition. But when it was our turn, Ethan stood hands shaking, voice breaking, and told them the truth. That he had failed to see it, yes. That he believed a lie, yes. But that now he knew better. Then I took the stand, heart pounding, voice cracking. But I told them everything. The bruises, the way Dylan flinched, the pond, the cold water, and the child who whispered, "Miss Clara, take me with you." Their attorney sneered. "Isn't it true you manipulated the boy, that you hoped to rise above your place?" I looked him straight in the eye. If diving into a pond to save a child is ambition, then I'm guilty. If promising him safety is manipulation, then I accept the label. But truth doesn't care where I come from. Then it happened. Marissa lost it. "He was never mine," she screamed. "I was always second." The courtroom froze. Even her lawyer looked stunned. And just like that, the mask was off. The verdict came in guilty, on all charges. Outside, the world exploded with headlines. Some called me a hero. Others still called me a liar. But none of that mattered. Because when we got home, Dylan hugged me tight and whispered, "Did we win?" I looked him in the eyes. "Yes, sweetheart, we won." Ethan was quiet in the car, staring out the window. His hand brushed mine, hesitant, grateful, something more. I didn't pull away, but I didn't lean in either. This wasn't a fairy tale. It was the start of something real, something earned. That night after Dylan fell asleep, Ethan stood in the doorway of the West Wing. "The war isn't over," he said quietly. "But we're not alone anymore." And for the first time since I set foot in that mansion, I believed him. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever seen someone hide cruelty behind kindness? Have you ever been dismissed only to prove them wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what you would have done. Because justice only works when we speak up. And sometimes, the maid is the one who saves everything.